Okay, welcome back. Let's talk about something that most people in Lagos, seem to be worried about right now.
Yeah, in the last few months.
Days.
I would say days.
Days?
I would say days.
Okay, maybe in your area. For some people, it's been 5 months of, having to deal with issues of refuse, in their area. But in 2017, the Lagos State House of Assembly passed a bill to provide for the management, protection, and sustainable development of the environment in Lagos State and for other connected purposes. The objective of the bill was to ensure a cleaner environment within the state. But despite the sanitation law and the existence of LAWMA, among other efforts, such as the concession of the waste management system to private holders, it's been worrisome that Lagos State still has a huge refuse issue to deal with in different parts of the state. So, what went wrong? How can we right the wrongs? How can Lagos State, a lot of people talk about Lagos as,
Lagos is the example.
Yes, Center of Excellence it's called. So let's see how we can get back to a cleaner Lagos. And we have in the studio this morning the Commissioner for Information, Kehinde Bamigbeton. Good to have you here this morning.
My pleasure.
So tell us, a lot of Lagos or Lagosians or residents in Lagos, they are worried. You come out of your house and, if you're not careful, you need a ladder, to climb over the refuse to get out. And so how did we get to that point?
Well, I'm quite sure that the situation is getting better every day. Right now, the past 6-7 days, we've been doing 24-hour evacuation of refuse all over the city. And with the recent resolution of our issues with the PSP operators, we expect to have more trucks now helping us to evacuate the refuse. Of course, there is a history to this whole matter. The first is that where we felt that we could have a cleaner Lagos than we used to have. We had issues already with the PSP operators. People were complaining that they were not paying them very, very well. Our residents were owing PSP operators. Because of that inflow of cash, not being much, many of the PSP operators were not able to change their compactors on time. And so our pickup time became lengthier and lengthier. And of course, you began to find almost the original basis for people going to put their refuse on the median. So there was a look. What could we do? The first pilot experiment was to ask the local governments to make sure that they take care of their areas. But even His Excellency, Mr. Kimambo, they even put a price tag on it that if your local government area met my standards, then we'll have a monthly 1 million naira for you. But they couldn't meet it. So there was, look, we cannot be stuck with this PSP thing. We needed to go out of that system. And that came up with the idea of having a turnkey solution. A turnkey solution that will take care of Lagos State waste from collection to processing. And we will now pay that company for us for the services. And that brought in the Cleaner Lagos initiative. But as any project will happen, sometimes there is a gestation period, and there can be accidents in the process. For example, in importing much of the equipment, much of the compactors, because under the system, we are going to have like 600 compactors coming in, and of course, this thing has to be imported. And of course, we have to further formal requests for import waiver. So a waiver that was meant to take within 2 months for import to start took like 5 months. That's part of our problem of ease of doing business in the country. But we had committed ourselves to starting as early as possible. We had tried to let the PSP operators move to commercial waste so that the incoming company can take care of residential waste.
Maybe a lot of people will want to understand, the Cleaner Lagos initiative. What's the difference between this initiative and the PSP operators?
The difference, one, in terms of the relationship between the customer and the company, the PSP operators meant that you had to pay the PSP operator for your waste. In the Cleaner Lagos initiative, you don't need to pay directly to the company. We have a utility levy that everybody pays every year. And so it's the government that takes this money and pays the company, so that there will not be anyone whose refuse will not be picked on account of not paying on a daily basis. And you knew that when we started PSP in 2003, 2004, that was the system. You were not paying for your refuse. Government was paying. They came to your environment, they picked your refuse, and you were not paying. It was in 2007, 2008, after we had felt that we had demonstrated the value of picking waste to every resident, that we now encourage the PSP to go ahead and market their services and get paid. But that seemed not to have worked.
Okay.
So now we're going back to a state whereby you just pay a utility levy once in a year, and we pick your waste throughout the year. And then we let people know that if your waste is not picked, we have a monitoring system that ensures that your waste is picked, and whoever is negligent will be taken for it. And to make that work, we have already ensured that we have employed 27,500 street